The first retrospective in Switzerland of the work of the Dutch artist Jacqueline de Jong, born in 1939 in Hengelo, died in 2024 in Amsterdam, brings together an oeuvre of painting, sculpture, and graphic art produced over a span of more than 6 decades, from the early 1960s to 2024. De Jong's work was in dialogue with some of the most important post-war artistic movements in Europe, including CEuvre, Nouvelle Figuration, pop art, and postmodernism. At the age of 21, de Jong became involved in the revolutionary radical avant-garde movement, the Situationist International. Its members aimed to break free from the spectacle of capitalism and create adventurous, self-directed encounters with the world. Throughout her career, de Jong stayed true to this spirit. She refused to go with the flow, accept the status quo, or live by the rules. Instead, she questioned it all, redirected it, and turned it around. The title of the show, Disobedience, reflects this attitude. De Jong's shape-shifting and often politically engaged work was playful, erotic, funny, dark, and above all, radically contemporary. It was always oriented toward the world. Fearless and open, she tried to uncover and expose the forces that, in a world of easy consumption, often remain hidden. Eroticism, violence, fear, agony, lust. Through play and pleasure, she reinterpreted images from the world around her to reveal a more honest, radical vision of humanity. De Jong was born to Jewish parents in the Dutch town of Hengelo in 1939. During the Second World War, she fled with her mother to Switzerland. They were helped across the border by the French resistance after being captured by the French police. In 1947, the family returned to the Netherlands. At 19, while working at the Stedelijk Museum and taking art history classes at the University of Amsterdam, de Jong became involved in the Situationist International. Although not formally trained as an artist, she had always painted. 2 years later, she moved to Paris and devoted herself fully to art. In 1962, she was expelled from the Situationist International by its leader, Guy Debord. De Jong responded by producing the Situationist Times, an experimental journal where she continued to explore Situationist ideas, though in a much more open and experimental way. Between 1962 and 1967, she created 6 issues. De Jong also took part in the student protest of 1968, printing posters in support. In the early 1970s, she moved back to Amsterdam, where she lived until her death in 2024.